right, everybody, thanks for joining. This is session number 3 of Intune in 30, the webinar series that we were doing for the month of September, where we were talking about several different things about Intune. We did the first about why MDM. Then we talked about zero trust and how you can do that with Intune. And today we're going to talk about app and endpoint management in part of our session 3. And I have Harpreet Singh from TD Synnex. He's a cloud solution architect, and I'll let him introduce himself in a minute. But I'm Chris Hinch. I run our Microsoft practice here at A&M, also a Microsoft MVP, specializing in the 365, Copilot, and Teams. But I love talking about Intune. So Harpreet, I'll let you say a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Harpreet. So I work in the TD Synnex as a cloud solutions architect. Like I have since working in the 3 years in the same team in the modern work, so specialized in Intune M365 product. So now the Copilot is in last spotlight, so working on that as well.
Yep, and we pull Harpreet in from time to time when we need some specialized assistance, and he always does a fantastic job. So I greatly appreciate you joining me today as we come into session number 3. So let's jump right into this. So why endpoint management? That's what we hear a lot of times, and it's because there's a lot of complexity in today's landscape, just because of the ability to work where you want, how you want, with whatever you want. And there's multiple needs that present themselves, even in the most simple environments. You can have the easiest environment, you can have the most complex environments, but the users and the devices, that's what makes everything challenging, because you're going to have company management devices, you're going to have BYOD devices, you're going to have VDI devices, you're going to have mobile devices, and every employee is going to work differently. But IT needs to have a handle on how their devices are accessing the environment, what they're accessing, making sure that if somebody's using their daughter's iPad to get into the network, that it at least has baseline security stuff on it, like it has a PIN code or it has the most up-to-date operating system on it. Those are important because, I mean, as we've seen in the past couple of years, an outdated OS can have a lot of trouble inside the organization. And then also third-party apps. You don't know what's on some of these devices, especially if it's not a company-owned device. And maybe there's going to be tools that you don't want accessing data inside your network. And so those are things that we need to be aware about. And that's why the app and the endpoint management really helps IT know what's happening out there. And what do we do with that, right? We can do a lot of different things. So we want to make sure that you safeguard sensitive information like we were talking about, especially company devices, but you still want to be able to allow people to work where they are and how they are. You also want to make sure that it's a cloud native approach. While I know not everybody is cloud, there's still a lot of organizations that are on-prem, but just because the tools are cloud doesn't mean that it can't help in the on-prem world. Intune can do a lot with patch management, right? And Harpreet's going to show you a couple of the screenshots, or go over a couple of the screenshots today on how you can gain some visibility into those. Intune does a great job of help keep the overhead cost or the IT management down, because it gives you the single pane of glass into the applications and into the devices, no matter what the devices are. Like we talked about in the first one, it could be Windows, it can be iOS, it could be Android, it could be Linux, it could be Mac OS. So there's a lot of different ones. It's not just for Windows. So you can do a lot of different iOSs, or a lot of different operating systems that are out there. And if you are fully cloud, then we've got you covered there too, because it's already in the cloud. So how do we do things like that? Well, you have to enroll the devices, and we talked slightly about that on the first session, but there's a lot of different ways you can enroll them. You can deploy it with Windows Autopilot. That's brand new out of the box. You can have a machine, you can load the serial number in there, and when the machine is drop shipped to the end user, they open it up because the serial number is loaded in the portal. They log in with their credentials. They start getting all of the applications that IT deems, yes, this is sanctioned for you, this is the updates we need. So you can do it that way, and it enrolls it. If you're in Entra already, then you're halfway there, because Entra works really great with Intune. So you can make sure that Entra devices are already enrolled. And if you're in this hybrid world, you can use GPO to help enroll as well. So it's not just one way, right? There's multiple ways that you can make sure the machines are enrolled or managed. And those are two different things we talked about on the first webinar as well. So please go back if you're not familiar with that. But just because you want to use your daughter's iPad or your son's Android device doesn't mean that it can't be enrolled. You don't have to manage it, but it needs to be enrolled so you can make sure things are doing correctly. And so, Harpreet, I'll let you kind of walk through some of the screens that we're going to show them today. So let's start off on just the dashboard.
Okay. Okay. Let's dive through the dashboard of the Intune. So it's a kind of I just want to give you overview how it's like works. You can just think of that as a IT command center. Like the first thing you see when you log in, it kind of gives you a snapshot of your entire environment, and you don't have to dig through menus and the reports. It's all right here in front of your screen. And the cooler part is that this dashboard really like a your daily health check. You, for example, like it shows you if the device are enrolled correctly or if they are compliant with the policies and if apps are installing like properly. And honestly, that's huge because as an admin, you don't want surprises, right? You want to know like before the user even notice there's a problem. Let's talk about the compliance for a second. You know how tricky it can be to keep all devices secure, like working on the updates, policies, security settings. It's a lot. The dashboard shows you that info in a single glance. So if you have something off, you see it immediately. And like you can jump on it, saves a ton of time, and it keeps your environment safer. And there is a like a apps. You imagine a user complaining that as an app isn't working or installing, instead of hunting around, you see the failure on the screen. It tells you uh, where to look and you can just fix it quickly. Super handy, especially like in larger organization enterprises which have like a couple of thousands of like employees. And the another thing I would highlight, like the dashboard is a customizable. I really like that. You can pick what matters most to you for your team. So if you are care more about like a compliance than enrollment stats, you can just put that in front of the center. That makes it like a easier. So in a nutshell, the dashboard is your snapshot, your daily check-in. It gives you confidence that like everything is running smoothly, or just tell you exactly where you need to focus for the admin side. Next slide.
Well, the tiles are clickable, right? So like you were mentioning a great call out, like it's
Great. Yeah.
customizable. You
Yeah.
can put where you want, but like how
Yeah.
on the screenshot right here, we can see that there are devices that are not in compliance. So you don't have to like, oh, well, how do I get to those? Like the tiles are clickable, and that's kind of leads us into the next screen. So if you want to take a look at the devices, then once you get into the device, you get another dashboard where you can dive further in. So I'll let you take it from there. Sorry about that.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Okay, for the device dashboard, it's kind of like a hub of all your devices. Uh, Whether you can see here, it's a laptop, phone, tablet, whatever your organization uses. It gives you like a quick snapshot of how everything doing. The big idea here is like you want to know the health and status of your devices at a glance. Are they compliant? Are they connected? Are there any issue? This dashboard shows all of that in one single place, which saves like a lot of time from the admin side. You know, like instead of digging through reports or chasing down like user individually, you can just see the device mix here. Which one is like a iOS, which one is Android, Windows, or Mac. That's really useful for planning updates, managing
Mhm.
apps, or like declining which policies need attention. And another really handy feature is that the dashboard shows you compliant trends. If device falls out compliance or if a bunch of things are not updated, it flags out and immediately you can fix it without like becoming a bigger problem, or you can just reduce the headaches. On the top of that, you can see here, it's not mentioned there. So like if you have a cloud PC environment, you have Windows 365 PCs, and you're working on the auto patch deployment status or the deployment rings. So, like which kind of patch automatically, which updates are rolling out, or which groups, and how everything is performing across the environment. Basically, this and dashboard gives you daily radar of the devices. It tells you what healthy and what needs attention and where you should focus first. For admins, that's like a super powerful. It keeps your environment secure and help user for the like productive side.
Yeah, and it's a good
Next slide.
dashboard to see whenever you're coming in here, maybe to create a policy or to create a patch, but yet all of a sudden you see that there's some non-compliant devices. So it gives you, it's always making sure that if something's flagged, while you might be coming in here to do something else, it's always notifying you in case there is options because things pop up, right? I mean, it's your environment's not always going to be healthy. To the example, somebody's iPad might have got corrupted and they didn't know it, but now it'll show up in here. So it's a good call out that he put on there that you can always see when things are non-compliant, whenever you're just coming here to do something else.
Okay. So now let's check out the app dashboard. This one's all about the apps your users are running. Like the stuff they are actually need to their work. And the main thing here is it gives you like a quick view of app health. Like are app installing correctly or are there any failure and who's having trouble. And you can see that without having a hunt through a bunch of like individual devices, right? It also help you keep track of your apps and you can quickly see if installs are working or if anything failed or if a protection policy isn't applying. And if there is any issue, the dashboard shows it right away. You don't have to wait for a user to complain. Basically, like dashboard gives you a your pulse of applications and it tells you what working and what not. And we just need to strap in, and for the admin side it's a real time saver for the help make sure users stay productive without like any disruption. And it's like a quick simple really useful for the keeping environment running smoothly.
Yeah, and like how it was on the other dashboards too, where on the
Yeah.
example, the screenshot, that says apps with
Mhm.
install failures. That's clickable. So you can easily
Yeah.
click on that tile and it takes you to the view of those versus trying to figure out, okay, now let me click on Windows and figure out, is it a Windows device? No, you can just click on apps with installation failures and go directly to those.
Yeah, great. Okay, so let's take a look at the troubleshooting and the support view in the Intune. This screen is basically where you go when the user call in, hey, like something is not working on my device and stuff like that. You just search for the user here on the at the top. In this case, we have got like a Edge demo. We have searched in that screenshot, and the right away you can see some quick info like a email, user status, license, all that. So it kind of gives you like a snapshot of the user before you even start digging. Now, if you look a little lower, you have got these different sections, right? The policy over here shows it policies are applied or not. You can see, yeah, like a five are compliant, but nothing in error. Then on the compliance side, this is like huge. Like if the device is not compliant, you see it instantly. Here we have got like a 13 are not compliant. That's kind of a thing you just want to jump on. Moving down, we have application. So instead of asking user a bunch of questions like did the app install, you can just check it out here. Three apps installed, one failed, and yeah, bunch of are just waiting for the status. That happens a lot, right? And the app protection side, you can see that again, you don't have to guess. You see if the device checked in and if it's pending or not checked in at all. That makes like a troubleshooting way faster. And finally, in the bottom side, you can see the you have got like a devices. So how many devices are enrolled, disabled, or offline? That's right there in the example. 16 enrolled, 13 disabled, 16 offline. So admin side is a super helpful. So you don't need to run reports. You just glance and know what's going on. And You just need to don't need to chasing the logs or asking the user 100 questions. You can just come here and search the user. You will get all the reports in front of you in your screen. That's like a big deal for us as an admin side.
And so whenever we see anomalies too,
Yeah.
they've added this is somewhat new, but it's been out there and it's been proven already. But I mean, there's anomaly detection. So you can have applications that are out there. You can have devices that are out there. But maybe there's just a nuance that makes it different from everybody else. And you can have different severity levels based on the anomalies as well. You can have some that maybe, yeah, we're okay with that anomaly. We don't need to work on it now. Or you can have things that are defined as high or severe, and you want to jump on those quicker. So you can, it could be OS version, it could be device models, it could be driver updates, right? There's a lot of different things that could cause an anomaly happen, but you want to know about it being an admin. You want to make sure that you are addressing those when they come up. And so there's, with everything else that we're talking about, right? There's a dashboard for it. And there's actually, I think this is a demo. Yeah, this is a demo. So let's play this demo. Oh, it didn't stop.
It's working.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
It's not playing on my side. Okay, it's not, it keeps stopping. Is it stopping on your side or is it playing?
It's working our side.
All right, I'm not showing that it's advancing. Is it still just stuck on the endpoint analytics overview page? Oh, you hear it, okay.
Done.
All right. Anything you want to add to that, Harpreet?
Just for the endpoint analytics, it's like a if you have a advanced analytics, if you want just do the analytics reports, get the reports, you should have a like a advanced analytics license. It's a like a add-on for the Intune suite side. You can just add in the standalone. So it's really helpful. You can spot startup performance trends, like if a certain group of laptops are constantly taking too long to boost up, or you can see app reliability, network performance. So you can just crack down everything as per the reports of the, if you just want to dig into the systems.
Okay, cool. So what do we do next? So if you need help creating applications, you don't know where to start, you need help enrolling devices, you need help with planning on how to start rolling this out, or if you just need a second set of eyes, like, hey, we have this set up, but I don't know if we're set up to prefer practices for our industry. Well, that's what we're here for. So if you need help please feel free to reach out to your account manager or reach out to Microsoft at anm.com. That'll come to me and my team, and we can definitely help. If you're interested in any of the ones that we've had in this series, the Intune in 30 series, we've done 3. Like I mentioned, we did Why Modern Device Management, Zero Trust in Action in this one as well. You can go to our anm.com/resource-library, and Amanda and her team are putting all of the webinars out there. So if you want to go back and reference one or you missed one, feel free to jump out there and do it. Harpreet, I really appreciate you joining me today. This is I
Thank
love
you.
doing these. I'm glad you were able to come on. I want to thank everybody for attending. If you didn't get the link on the last screen, just scan that QR code right there and it will take you there as well. So Harpreet, again, man, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for taking
And
time out of your
time.
day to join.
And time for you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. Great day. Bye.